Maxwell Cornet leading the line for Burnley. Very different player, Leroy, to what we typically associate with Burnley's front line. Yeah, impact player, full of flair, really positive. Obviously, they missed him when he went off to AFCON. And it's nice to see now that the Burnley players have been given a platform. I was thinking about Cornet and Dwight McNeil, you like as well, on that right hand side, because I think it's been difficult for those sorts of players in the Burnley style under Sean Dyche. And I think what Mike Jackson has done is given them a real freedom. And I said like a couple of weeks ago, somebody asked me what would be the first thing I'd say. I say to the centre forward, Weghorst, you're going to stay on the pitch, because it seems after now he just mixes them over and they're always rotating. That's a really difficult thing for front players. They need to play regularly. And you know what? That's what they've done recently. I mean, this goal from Roberts was absolutely brilliant. And I'm not sure that was happened under Sean Dyche.
Could have walloped them 5 or 6 as well, by the way.
Exactly. I mean, a great header as well. And they got the result. This was the massive result. The Weghorst down the right-hand side. And this time it's Vidra with the finish. And I think he came in late because they had a late change. And that was a massive result. So they're still keeping clean sheets. They're still organised, which you expect under Sean Dyche. But I think going forward, they've got a little bit more flair.
And one thing that he said we still have fight in us. Do you think that is the difference between Burnley and perhaps the other teams? Do you see a bit more fight in them, maybe?
Normally under Sean Dyche, you would label a Burnley side full of fight, and I think they've got that at the back for sure. But what I think's happened, and I totally agree with Leroy, I think Mike Jackson's got to people like Dwight McNeil and said, listen, just go and relax, just go and play. And you see it was the pass before the assist, but he was dancing in the corner with Vidra. There's a smile on his face. Maxwell Cornet is a flair player. They've got good players, Burnley, but they've got stability at the back. And Ben Mee's sitting alongside Mike Jackson. So you can imagine the work Ben Mee's doing behind the scenes, the likes of Collins and obviously Tarkowski and Charlie Taylor at left back, who I think is very underrated. Then you get people like Brownhill and Jack Cork in midfield. Good, solid professionals. And then you get Dwight McNeil and you get Cornet and you get Weghorst, you get Vidra and Rodriguez. They're a good side. They've got good individuals. The manager, I think now, and it's easier, you correct me if I'm wrong, but it's easier for Mike Jackson being the manager it wouldn't be on his watch if they went down. So he can say, coming up from the 21s, 23s, boys, go and play. Go and play because it's not on his watch, and the players have responded.
Let's have a quick little look at the remaining fixtures for Leeds, Burnley and Everton, and maybe try and get some kind of gauge or predictions on where we think they might end up. Don, you alluded to earlier that Leeds' next 3 games are horrendous on paper. Manchester City at home, Arsenal away and Chelsea at home. But if you're Burnley and you're looking over your shoulder at Leeds and Everton, that's not a bad running.
Can I just say, just before you get to Burnley, there's a scenario there where you look at Leeds, they might not pick up another point.
Exactly.
They might not win another game.
Brighton's still a tough game, isn't it? And Brentford.
Absolutely. Then you go into Burnley and you think, well, at the end of the season, that's going to be difficult. So this game at the weekend against Watford could be critical. If Burnley put another 3 points on the board and go 3 wins on the spin, what a return that would be.
Can I just say, if that gets to the last game of the season, Brentford will be celebrating like they did the first game of the season against Arsenal. You won't want to go there. Arsenal might have already won, have the Champions League spot, and Everton will go there needing a point, and they could pick up some points there. And Newcastle are safe, So, we're saying about Leeds, and I'm looking at those fixtures there. They are really difficult fixtures.
You'd rather be, Leroy, wouldn't you? You'd rather be in Leeds' camp on 34 points.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
Because the points are on the board. But like I said, there's a scenario they don't pick up another win. But then you go to Everton, who have got a game in hand, and you go, right, they've still got a chance.
And their
home fixtures are.
And their home games, Don.
Absolutely.
Brentford, Palace at home. I think they're good. Obviously, Watford as well. They are better fixtures. So look, this could go right to the wire.
To answer your question, we've got no idea.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Exactly. It's one of them where you go.
Exactly. Because you just said there, that they could go the next 3 games Leeds without winning. I look at those first 2 for Everton, and I go, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost both of those. More importantly, based on how they're playing at the moment, their momentum is shocking. At least Leeds go into this run of games with good form.
They do, but I think when you look at Burnley, the 2 wins back-to-back and the draw before that, who are in good form in the last 5, they will know if they can go to Watford and get 3 points, that is monumental.
Given the fact that Watford have been in such poor form as of late, can you make a case for them this weekend against Burnley?
No, Burnley are the favourites. Watford have been so bad defensively, and when Roy took over, you thought, the first couple of, I think he had clean sheets and 0-0. They've got worse. They have actually got worse.
and they look like a club that have more or less given up all hope, in all honesty, and that really does surprise me. I don't think Roy's got the answers. I think he's really frustrated. He expected to have a bigger impact. So for me, Burnley are massive favourites going into this game.
And the drop zone really comes into play this weekend, because if Burnley win and Watford lose at Villa, Norwich are down.
And they will go down. I think it's just a matter of time. I think it's inevitable. They've played well at times this season, Norwich, but they're just not good enough. Obviously, that's why they're going to go down. And I feel for the club, because I think they're a good club that try to do things the right way. I don't think they just go out widely and spend 50, 60 million pound and are desperate to stay in the Premier League. They want to try. The business model is good. It's a good catchment area as well. And good luck to them when they do go down, because they will. They're one of their sides, like they've proven, that can come straight back.
Yeah.